In this love letter, written to Vin Diesel, the pacifier is left alone to die on Space Australia by Dr. McCoy. Then two bounty hunter groups led by accomplished guitarist Santana and some no-name guy that nobody cares about come to collect him, alongside Starbucks' exposed breast and ex-World Wildlife Foundation member Batista.
Dude, don't be a buster. It was Riddick. Alright, so it was Riddick. It was directed and written by David Twohy, starred Vin Diesel, starred Katie Sackhoff, and starred Dave Bautista. And some other people that I'm sure nobody knows.
It also starred Katie Sackhoff's left hit.
Why did you have to clarify that it was left?
Because it was the left.
Oh, I guess it was.
Oh, spoilers, it's her left hit.
It's funny that you say that like it stars Katie Sackhoff and Dave Bautista when they're like...
Yeah, I know. It's Vin Diesel. It's
Vin Diesel and there are some other people in the movie.
Yeah.
But even the more important roles are regulated to people that nobody cares about, whereas Dave Bautista and Katie Sackhoff are like the trusted lieutenants.
That's interesting you should say that because in this movie, it's kind of set up like WALLE. In the beginning, it's just Vin Diesel stranded on a planet, surviving and stuff. And so then all of a sudden, but then more people are brought into it. You know, then there's like some space travel involved, and suddenly there's other people. So who would have thought that we'd be comparing Riddick to WALLE? I bet we're the only people on the internet that did that. Probably not.
Check it here, internet.
Yeah, and nobody will watch this to know. So they'll
well, it's been the first few minutes.
Yeah, maybe they watch the first few minutes.
No one ever finishes videos.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, we should just ramble on for and review the movie.
I don't even fucking watch these videos.
This is where they turned it off.
Yeah, this is where they turned it off. So I'm gonna review the movie now. I thought this movie was pretty good. I didn't fully love it. Like, I wasn't like, oh, this is a great movie, it's an amazing movie.
Loving it?
I was not loving it. But I did like it. I thought it was enjoyable, it was fun. It had some interesting things. I thought it was kind of long in parts, like it could have been shortened and trimmed down.
They always do.
Yeah, it was a bit longer than it needed to be. Oddly enough, and this is going to sound like a cheat, but I kind of liked the weird him and his dog thing.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, like I've said before, it always gets me, the animals in movies. And this was a CG animal, and I still cared. Like,
it gave you the feels?
Yes, it still gave me the feels. Animals in movies.
And he had the...
It's cheap of movies to do that.
Shoot a man in cold blood, oh, that sucks for him. Kill an animal, why?
Well, that's kind of a spoiler then.
No, that is a spoiler. That you mentioned it's a spoiler.
Well, sorry.
Sorry. But by saying it gave me the feels, that kind of spoils it. Alright, we'll stop now talking about that. But anyways, I actually kind of thought that part of the movie was the most interesting, was the survivalist...
The surviving on Space Australia.
Yeah, and they kind of tried to tie up the end of Chronicles of Riddick, which also I think is I think that movie is viewed harshly. Like, a lot of people, they say the movie's terrible.
I've seen two different
I actually think it was... Okay. Well, I actually think it was a decent movie. Like, I kind of like Chronicles of Riddick. I think Pitch Black is a much better movie. I think Pitch Black is a better movie than this movie, too. I still think Pitch Black is...
This movie is more of a return to Pitch Black.
Yeah, it's them trying to do Pitch Black again, but Pitch Black is still the top tier of this franchise to me. This is probably better than Chronicles of Riddick, but I don't see them as being that far off. Like, I think they're both pretty good movies. Like, they're both... I like them both. You did get that little cameo by Carl Urban to wrap up some of the...
With his frosted
Chronicles
tips.
of Riddick. He had frosted tips.
His eyebrows are a little frosted.
He had the weird haircut thing slicked back, whatever.
He had a little white gray thing going on.
That could just be Carl Urban. But, yeah. I thought... This was kind of my first experience with Dave Bautista. I've never seen him really in anything. I didn't see Man with the Iron Fists.
But you should.
And maybe there's something he's been in that I'm not thinking of, and maybe it was just like a small cameo.
No, I double checked.
Okay.
There's nothing he's been in.
So this was kind of my first, let's see how he does or whatever, and I thought he was fine. I mean, he didn't have a big part or anything, but I like to see that he's more of a reserved, keeps it toned down kind of wrestler actor. He wasn't like over the top and, you know, being hammy and cheesy and shit. You know, he wasn't...
Like the Scorpion King.
Kind of. Even though Dwayne Johnson's on.
No, he's good now.
Yeah.
You look back at his early stuff.
Yeah, he toned it down nicely.
Yeah.
I thought he did a solid job, and because really we got two parts of Guardians of the Galaxy in this movie. We got Vin Diesel who's going to voice Groot, and we got Dave Bautista who's going to be Drax the Destroyer. So this is kind of a little preview of Guardians of the Galaxy. Not really, but kind of. Right?
They're in
I can
space,
think of it that way.
Yes,
they're in
aliens,
space.
and there's these guys who are going to be in a space alien movie later.
But yeah, I think if you like Pitch Black, if you like this series, that you'll like this movie. I think what they I don't know. I see these movies as them trying to do a sort of Alien meets Mad Max thing. I can completely off base on that.
I don't get it.
Because now they always do the creatures and them facing off against the creatures, and then there's the sort of post-apocalyptic sort of vibe that you get from it. More so the Pitch Black in this movie than Chronicles of Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick was like a different
space fight.
Let's do a different take on this.
There was more than 11 actors.
Yeah, I think it was them trying to do more of a Star Wars-ish sci-fi movie instead of what I just said.
This movie and Pitch Black seem more like they're horror-ish movies, but the monster. Or at least in the beginning of this one, it was basically Riddick was the guy in the night killing the people. And that's what he kind of...
But that's how Pitch Black is in the beginning, too. He's the guy in the loose that's killing people, so...
Yeah, it's kind of like they do this scenario, but they do it where you have both perspectives, because you're focused on the group, and you also have Riddick, who's the main character, and you're focused.
You saw him more as a psycho killer than as just a.
Well, he's an anti-hero.
Yeah,
he's the anti-hero. They still follow him, so you know what's going on because you know it's him.
Yeah.
And you know his reasonings are. You know what he's doing.
And also you're rooting for him.
And they did this time also try to take him back to a darker place again. He kind of got more of a typical hero thing from Chronicles of Riddick, and then they tried to bring him back
sort of.
in this movie. He's still kind of the hero. He kills people, but they deserve it. All right, in movie land.
And I'm pretty sure he says that too.
Yeah. So, but anyways, there's some cool stuff, some interesting stuff. I think considering this is probably a small budget movie, it's well done. I think the effects are fine. They didn't blow me away. You could tell they were CG, but this wasn't an expensive movie.
It was a very CG dog.
It wasn't an expensive movie, but it got the job done. So yeah, this is a solid movie. If you like the Riddick franchise, then see this. You'll find some enjoyment in it. So
start white.
Okay. What'd you think of
Riddick? Honestly, I kind of think the movie could have been longer.
Wow.
Simply because I think there's some things they could have done that I kind of feel were just missing from the movie.
It's the opposite of us. I'm blank.
Oh.
I always think that movies should be as long as they need to be.
Me too.
As long as
not as long as I want them to be, as long as they need to be. This one I felt there was parts that they could have put in the movie that I was just enjoyed. Don't get me wrong. They answered all the questions.
You kind of threw me under the bus there. I'm not saying that I don't think there can't be long movies. I think Christopher Nolan movies are as long as they need to be, and those movies are like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
We need it under
bus.
I wasn't calling you out. I was just saying in general that I think that the movie...
I think a movie needs to be as long as it needs to be too. I'm just saying I thought this was a little long in parts and could have been trimmed down.
I think that sometimes they're trimmed down just for cost or just for the
they still
reason
film those scenes. I don't think it's for cost.
Length for the movie. They think no one's going to want to see a movie this long.
Yeah, I agree that
no one wants to see the extended versions of Lord of the Rings for every single movie. That I get. But
no, I'm sure somebody does, and I'm sure people have.
Yeah, but either way...
Yeah,
I've seen them.
I have, yeah, they were awesome, and there's a lot of things I should have kept in. But anyway, pretty much they answered all my questions. I had a lot of questions after Chronicles of Riddick that I was wondering what about this? What about this?
Well, they did end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, they did end on a cliffhanger. It's kind of like you see the trailer. So he's trapped on a desert Australia.
No, I figured they were going to explain how he got there.
He's stuck on a planet in Australia. How the fuck did he go from there?
I didn't think
to there from being what was at the end of Chronicles of Riddick. In case I don't really want to spoil.
I think you can spoil that. It's been a long enough time.
How the hell did he go there from being pretty much the Lord Marshal?
Lord Marshal.
Yeah, Lord Marshal of the Necromancers.
He was pretty much a king, an emperor, and all those things, and no one would oppose him. How the fuck did he end up on a planet in the middle of fucking nowhere? And I thought, could this be a sequel? But they answered that question. They answered a lot of questions I wanted to answer, and I was not left with any questions But what happened here? It was it pretty much gave me what I wanted.
I can't see any questions this movie raised.
I'm
sorry, I just don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Raised questions. Not a lot of questions, just small questions.
Just one question. What happened after fucking Chronicles of Riddick? Then this movie starts. Question answered.
And there are references to those past movies too. So yeah, you could probably go into this movie without seeing them, but you're gonna have holes and questions. You're gonna be like, what was that all about? So
yeah. But
obviously you get more enjoyment.
Like they said, like with the whole a man and his dog thing at the beginning, I really enjoyed that. Just him, the dog.
I was so afraid he was going to kill the dog at one part. And I was so happy when he didn't.
I kind of wanted him to do that because I'm like, no, here's the reason.
It was a puppy at that time too.
Well, no, that was the thing. I thought he was going to use it for bait and stuff like that. Oh, no. Because I thought, like, Riddick is the anti-hero. No. They're not going to make this a man and his dog story.
No, they can't make it that dark.
That's actually exactly what they were doing.
You wouldn't root for him then. No, you wouldn't root for him then.
No. You're not supposed to root for him as an anti-hero. A man and his dog is exactly what they're doing.
Anti-hero.
Other than you saw, like, these things are formidable. I could use a dog. And like he like got it, and then he like
No, he just couldn't let the dog die. That's what happened. That's why he took it. At first, it made it seem like he was experimenting.
I'm sure he also had. I mean, he benefited.
Well, no, he did nick it with the poison, and obviously that was
brought up its immunity. Okay. That was a test. No, it was a test.
That's what was a test. Yeah.
That, if it had killed him, he wouldn't have done it.
I didn't see it as he was saving the dog because it was sick.
He saved the dog so he could test it, and then he eventually got attached to it because it,
like it was
scrappy little puppy.
He saw bits of him in the dog,
But it became his dog.
Dude, what the fuck, man?
Anyway,
dude, Brandon, did you pee yourself?
I thought that the story.
You spilled it. You gotta drink it.
Real professional.
I thought the story was good. The action scenes were great. I don't think it was better than Chronicles of Riddick or Pitch Black, but I really don't want to put any of these movies ahead of each other. I think they're just all just good.
Wait, you don't think Pitch Black is the best one?
I don't want to put any of these movies ahead of each other.
So you think they're all equally good? You love.
I don't want.
What about the cartoon
choose.
one? There's a cartoon movie too.
I didn't see that. I don't want to put any of these things ahead of each other.
It was pretty good.
I enjoyed Pitch Black. I enjoyed Chronicles of Riddick. Both versions I saw.
All right.
Which is weird, but it happened. And Riddick was good too, and I'm hoping they're gonna have a fourth one because, well, come on.
I don't know what the odds of that happening are.
Yeah. I liked how pretty much they showed more of Riddick's weakness in this movie.
I was gonna say left hit again.
Riddick's left hit.
I like how they showed more of Riddick's left hit in this movie.
I think they did.
I liked how they showed.
We did see more of Riddick than we have before.
In every movie, like Riddick's always like strong and just like never really injured too badly. But this movie really
his true weakness was bullets.
He had a lot of injuries.
No, there was. I'm not gonna lie. For my intro, I almost made a Passion of the Christ reference because the whole beginning of this is basically just him all beat up, dragging himself.
Yeah.
There's a lot and self-inflicted
survival.
And that never happened in the other movies. He was never like broken and beaten like he was there.
You have to remember that Pitch Black wasn't supposed to be a Riddick story, like central story. He was a character in this story.
In this story, yeah.
The most impressive.
But he was the most impressive
we didn't
one.
see. Yeah, and he was the most charismatic, and he was
he was like a superhero.
I wouldn't say
charismatic. Yeah, he was.
He's a superhero in his movies. He's takes all this damage and just keeps on fucking running.
Yeah.
This last one, I just thought they showed him being more broken a bit, like body-wise, like physically broken.
I think we were seeing his survival instincts more.
Exactly, yeah, that too.
Which we've known, it's been alluded to in other movies.
Yeah.
We've just never seen it, that's all.
Didn't see enough of the Shiv in the movie as I've seen in past movies.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
But
they're...
All in all, I thought the cast was great. I liked the story. I thought the effects were great.
Really?
I had a good time.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, Josh. Let's close this out here.
This movie was fucking ridiculously stupid. Between the switchblade bone knife
that was rad. It wasn't switchblade.
Hold on.
It wasn't switchblade.
That was
Or like the fucking popped up bone blade.
It was like a bone scythe or something like
that.
that.
With the fucking thing and just the flipping around on the bike and like all the fucking stuff.
That was your showboating. I'll give
this
you that.
This movie had nothing but just fucking ridiculous, like I said at the beginning, love letter to Vin Diesel. love letter to Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel just fucking is. Even when he's beating the shit, he's like, I'm a man, and he cauterizes his wounds and stuff like that. This is such a huge Vin Diesel ego movie.
It is.
And the thing is, I loved every fucking second of this movie. It was, and that's right, like, it was so stupid, so ridiculous. The acting, and like, everyone's just like, I'm a tough guy, and they're just punching people, and fucking, this movie is all over the place.
Wait. But you don't like Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
You just described Fast and Furious movies. They're so dumb and as crazy shit going on.
Because this happened on Space Australia.
And yet you love it. Like, you still... that's the difference?
I didn't see a switch... I didn't see a snap...
Fast and Furious is missing the sci-fi aspect.
That's what it is?
I like sci-fi. That's
cool. Is it missing the Jason Statham aspect? Is that going to finally get you to...
Are you talking about, like, Transporter 2?
No, I'm talking about... Because it's going to be in Fast 7.
And I don't think this movie was too long. And I don't think it could have been longer. I really don't agree with either of you in the length. I thought this movie was just right. I thought...
Really?
I didn't seem long to me.
I didn't think it was bad.
I was enjoying every moment.
I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it should be trimmed a little bit. That's all. There were a couple scenes and things where I was like, it was kind of dull.
But like the writing of this movie, the writing's not good. Let's be honest. That script was not good.
Dude.
There was a lot of like weird jokes or just like stupid dialogue choices where it's like... Monkey's uncle. Well, that they never said Monkey's uncle, but there was a lot of
there were some off dialogue. I know what you mean.
Like Santana guy who was just like saying some bizarre shit. That I'm like, really? That's your witty dialogue. He's like, fuck you. It's like, what?
Yes, and my favorite weird line was it matches your nipples. That was the best. I seriously thought I was gonna lose my shit and start laughing.
Just and like the whole thing, like I'm gonna go balls deep and dolls in there.
Like, there was some like harsh.
That's what we're gonna rape. I was like, no.
She's gonna ask for it. Like this whole movie was just like that.
Yeah, it was very like.
And that's why it just seemed like this movie was written. I thought Vin Diesel wrote it after. I thought this was a movie that he was like, I'm gonna do this in a Riddick movie, and they're like, all right, cool. And it was just a movie Vin Diesel wrote himself.
I want to play Vin Diesel's Dungeons and Dragons things then.
Yes. He just did this himself, and I found out someone else wrote it, and I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But all to say, this seems like just a big Vin Diesel. I wanted to do this in a movie. Riddick's a cool character. I could do this with Riddick, and he just did it. But no, at no point was I not entertained. There were a lot of moments where I'm laughing because it's just fucking ridiculous shit that's happening.
It's ridiculous.
Dick Riddick. That's his name, Dick Riddick.
It is Dick Riddick.
Yeah, it is.
But I like ridiculous.
You can put that in like Comic Sans right there on the screen and fuck right off. Using Comic Sans.
It wasn't happy knowing that he had a first name.
What?
We've known it's Richard from I think the first movie.
I haven't seen Pitch Black in a while, but they probably do mention that his name is Richard Riddick.
Anyway, like
a lot of one name, like Cher.
No, okay, let him finish.
Now you gotta Photoshop.
Now you gotta let him
Diesel
finish.
And
No, I'm not. You gotta finish now. Let's keep going.
Yeah, no, but it was just really. It's a dumb action movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a dumb horror action movie. Like I still like the direction. Yeah, I still like the direction they did of it. Like the same when they went back to more Pitch Black roots. I enjoyed it. There is nothing clever about any of the dialogue. The action sequences are amazing though, and everything that happens. I mean, it's an enjoyable movie if you can just switch your brain off and just enjoy a movie. Yeah. This is one movie this year I think you could just watch and have a good fucking time at because there's not a whole lot of depth of character in it.
Fast 7 or Fast 6 you can do that, and Olympus Has Fallen you can kind of do that, and been several movies this year.
This movie
you can turn off. Pacific Rim definitely was like that. Like there's been a lot of movies this year where you can turn off your brain and have a heck of a fun time.
But this movie's definitely.
But this is one of those. Yes, I agree.
A good fucking sci-fi nonsense romp through and through. Yeah. A+ to Vin Diesel. He's looking good for his age, and I've seen both his nipples.
All right, so
match his eyes.
I think in general we all liked it. We didn't.
His nipples are glowing white.
Yeah, you can see in the dark. I think we all enjoyed the movie. We had a good time watching it, and we all approve of Riddick. All right, so
this is one iron giant of a movie.
Yes. We should.
It was a true XXX feature.
All right, it was not.
Sci-fi.
You kind of did not say correct things there.
Sci-fi.
I wish I knew more Vin Diesel movies, and I would make a joke.
Yeah.
It was a pacifier to boredom.
See, I didn't want to use pacifier. I already used that. Alright, well, there you go.
I was trying to think of a Babylon AD thing, and I couldn't get any Babylon AD puns.
It was the
Nobody remembered Babylon AD.
It's true.
But yes,
So anyways, it's a good movie. Go see it if you like the Riddick movies, and
it's a good way to...
it's a good way to resist boredom.
Oh, I thought you were going to say rule you.
To rule you?
End scene.
You keep what you kill, Kit. You keep what you kill.
You keep what you kill, kid! What's stupid? In this love letter written to Vin Diesel, the pacifier is left to die on Space Australia by Dr. McCoy. Then two bounty hunter groups led by accomplished guitarist. Alright,
Wasn't Dracula one of the
by
guys?
Dracula.
Love letter to Vin Diesel, huh?
Dude,
You're a buster.
That was Dracula though, right?
I have no idea. You just got busted.
You're a buster. I'm gonna use that when you're done talking.
Buster.
In this love letter written by... God damn it.
Now you're confused by Buster.
Fucking Buster. Alright.
Buster.
I'm making fun of Fast and the Furious. Ironically.
Don't be a buster.
Don't be an iron giant. What else are you gonna say?
Don't be a pacifier.
I know somebody who saw Pacifier.
I've seen Pacifier.
Exactly.
I'm that person.
Yes.
Then it wasn't that big of a secret.
And Richard.
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
We watched it on a plane.
Oh, that's why you watched it.